couple of teams here who began the year with wins. Let's see who can make it 2-0 as off we go in week 2. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That finds his man, it's Keon Coleman. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Jalen Carter.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the option, they give it to Pacheco. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Metcalf's got it, complete. And this one doesn't go far.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Here's Jake Moody for the field goal. Ball in the left hash, the distance 53 yards. It's good, not by much, but it's indeed good, bottom left. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. He's going to field this at the 2. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Finds him open. They get to him, and he loses the football. It's out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Did not want to start like that. They get their shot to show what they can do, and they cough it up immediately, and they're off the field in one play.
Did you see what I saw there, Kate? I think I saw the excitement leave their body as somebody else was on top of that fun ball. If you're the type to believe in omens, well, this is a very worrying start to this game.
Allen now on 1st down. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Waste of time.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air, Allen. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10, here's Allen. Has a man, it's Brown. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Javon Holland there to make the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Allen gonna throw again. Near the goal line. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Pacheco runs it in. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills grow their lead off the turnover. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bills go up 10-zip here in the 1st. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Finds his man over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, He's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They're going play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bills will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Oh boy, they cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
And two very different tones and tenors on these two sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
On first down, Allen finds his back complete and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now Allen has him on the quick hitter. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
So we're through 1 quarter of this AFC East contest. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Highmark Stadium in just a moment. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Bills in possession of the football. They start out with a 3rd and 9. Allen to throw. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Returning it from the 4. And he gave it his best to get to the 25, just a step or two short of it. He's out along the 24-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Up from the secondary, and it's Rakestraw on the tackle.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's a throw. That's caught for the first. And that one's going to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Setting up a throw. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards. This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be 1st down, Miami. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Brought in right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd down carry for Achan. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Back now, pressure on its way. Complete beyond the marker. And this is down all the way to the 3. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Achan will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Backed up to the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 3rd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Throwing now, off play action. And he'll take this across, touchdown Miami! The Dolphins make it a 1-score game before halftime. Butker with the extra point. And the Dolphins get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. It's Allen out of the pistol. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
First down throw for Allen. He can't connect with him. Incomplete. Just put it a little too close to the boundary there. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. So it'll be second down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Buffalo calls it second time out of the half. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They're set up at the 35 now. Sending a receiver left. It's incomplete. Risky throw to the sideline. They're lucky that defender didn't keep on going down the sideline there. It's going to be second down. To throw again, it's Allen. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Allen on third down. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. He was looking DK Metcalf's way there. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Just 4 seconds left, Brock. Only time for one play, and it's going to be a field goal try. Just before halftime, we get a timeout take. So for the third time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. This will be from 52 yards. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they are unable to make this a 2-score game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. He'll throw it. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Returnable from the 2. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running left, here's A-Chain. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with A-Chain. And he'll take this up to around the 29-yard line. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Looking right, and he finds him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
A-Chan, a 1st down carry. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 47. And that'll be enough for the 1st as they touch him down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's A-Chain up the middle, and he's brought down for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Headed out right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along your routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. Up and good from Blankenship. And that cuts the lead in half. Down to 3.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Raleigh's set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Allen. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Greg Newsome has it. Well, Brock, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception right there.
We know that no lead in this league is safe ever, ever, ever. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. They all seemingly come down to the final possession anyway. And with a whole half of football left, you just can't give away too many possessions like that.
They go play action on first. Catch made, and he got both feet in. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. A-Chain running to the right. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
Achane again on 2nd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the red zone now. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So that brings up 2nd down. They go play action here. Buys time, rolling right. He's got it over the middle. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Trying to run it in, Achane. And we'll turn our focus now to the flag down as he ends up out of bounds. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. It's 2nd and goal. chain on the inside give. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. On to try the field goal, Harrison Butker. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's a 13-13 ball game as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Allen. Metcalf there to bring it in. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Throwing now on 1st down, Allen. Burton there to bring it in. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First down, ball at the 36. A counter give here to Pacheco. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On the draw, it's Pacheco. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Third and just 2 to go. That one's out and cut on the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 19. It's caught Metcalf. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Third and 4 coming up now. Looking to throw. Touchdown, Buffalo. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Moody knocks that extra point through. And the Bills break that tie and now lead by 7. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Flushed out of the pocket. Finds him on the crossing route. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 13. That one's complete right side. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo. Dolphins down by 7. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And he goes out a little short of the 40. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's A-Chain running right. He still has room inside the 30. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
This one's caught. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Now a handoff to A-Chain. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. It's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw it. He's got it. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Butker on now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Setting up to pass. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here he is to throw. He finds Kincaid. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. To throw. Throw is caught by the back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So Buffalo's going to call it second timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Here he is to throw. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. He's got it inside the 10. And he's out all the way inside the 10-yard line.
We have to talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So everything comes down to this from Jake Moody. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. That one is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
That field goal gives them a lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. One final shot here. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's the Bills who come away with the win. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bills as we say so long from Buffalo.